So this is one of the simplest rules I have for sales calls, and it is to not have a filter. So a lot of times what I see with financial experts or any business owner really who does a sales call is they tend to freeze and lock up because they're treating this person as a dollar sign or there's a lot of pressure on the call. So what I like to do is I call this the BFF method. Method. I want you to think of your best friend, your sibling, someone that you have no filter with, someone that you can say anything to, right? Now stay with me here. Now, anytime you explain money coaching, accounting, bookkeeping, or anything about your business, you're probably using like jargon, financial jargon or industry jargon that the other person on the sales call honestly might not even care about. But if you were talking to your best friend, you might be talking in shorthand, right? You might have you might speak really quickly, you might not have a filter, you honestly don't BS with a best friend or someone who's really close to you where you have no filter, right? And when you have no filter, you are able to risk the relationship. And what I call this is when you're open to risking the relationship on a sales call, it means you're more honest. It cracks you open. It means that you're more honest, you're willing to ask more questions, and you're willing to be a detective on the sales call, really figure out what's wrong. So a lot of times when I review sales calls, money coaches don't want to ask these very intimate questions like how much they make, what's their debt. And I always say, you're going to be their coach. You need to ask these questions anyway. And when you risk the relationship and ask, you build more trust. When you are more honest, like you are with a best friend or a close sibling or anyone in your life that you have no filter with, you're able to build more trust. You're able to be more honest. And that way, the client or the person on the other side of the sales call is able to really understand what you're saying. And it really cleans up all that financial jargon or any of the industry jargon that you're using on your sales calls that people honestly don't care about. And then my last tip is, this is a little controversial, hurt their feelings. Now stay with me here. The reason why I say you want to, of course, you don't want to be mean or bully anyone on a sales call. But what I mean by this, hurt their feelings, is, for example, a lot of times you'll get to the end of the sales call and they'll say, I can't afford it, or I don't want to get myself into more debt. And when you are honest, when you're truly honest, you're able to hurt their feelings and give them the truth and the clarity that they need. So let me give you an example. I was reviewing a sales call for a money coach, and the person on the other side was like, oh, I'm in like $70,000 of debt, and I don't want to get myself into more debt by investing $6,000 with you. The money coach, when I was watching the sales call, was like just nodding their head saying yes, like not really like risking the relationship, because the truth that we talked about after the sales call is if this money coach told the person on the other side of the sales call the truth, they would have probably said, hey, you're spending thousands of dollars anyway in high interest when you could just get the coaching and get the help that you need, as opposed to paying credit card companies interest fees, right? But because this person was trying to be very nice and very kind and not willing to say the things that they needed to say, which is, again, when you're honest with your best friends, you're not trying to say like, oh yeah, sure, just pay thousands of dollars in interest. You're like, wake up, you're paying thousands of dollars in interest. Why don't you get some help, right? You're able to kind of shake them awake. That's why you want to be extremely honest. And I have the no filter method to say like whatever comes into your mind as a money coach, accountant, or bookkeeper, say it to the client, because 9 out of 10, everyone else in their life might not get the full financial picture that you're getting as a financial expert, right? They might have not told a single soul how much debt they're in. They might have not told anyone how much they're making. But that's why I say sales calls are so life-changing, because you're able to have a real connection, you're able to have real clarity. And when you take down all the walls of being professional or trying to people please or protect people's feelings, you're able to have a more honest conversation about what's happening in their lives and how to help them. So yeah, that is this is a cleanup if you're noticing that at the end of your sales calls, you're still getting a lot of objections and they still don't understand how you're going to help them.